All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode two. Why you looking goofy? Hold on. Bro, that's not making me laugh, bro.
Bro, I ain't doing nothing, man. Come on with the
Bro,
intro,
why
man. Let's
you looking
go.
goofy? All right, all
That's
right.
how I look.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with episode two. Uh, bruh, of Grown Man Business. Um, again, like always, I'm here with my boy Sean, my longtime friend of over 30 years. And man, again, we're just gonna talk about what's going on in the world. So what's good with you, Sean? What's been going on with you?
Randolph. Randolph, we back, baby. We back.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's been going on, man? Well, what's been going on since last time we talked, man? The Pacers are whooping ass.
Eh, 2-1.
2-1. I think they're gonna win tonight. Well, I think whoever win tonight is probably gonna win the series. So
Oh, okay.
I think
We
whoever win
should,
tonight,
and it looked like OKC, I think, has a 3-1 on Minnesota.
yeah, that looks about
So it
over
looks
with.
like, oh, yeah, OKC's tough. Man, I know what we got to talk about it. I want to talk about this a couple days ago. Have you seen this controversy with Robert Griffin III? And let me kind of go back. It stems from Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, the foul, and all that. Robert Griffin III came out after that, said Angel Reese must hate Robert Griffin III. What's his name? Clark. What's his name?
Ryan Clark.
Yeah, he came out and kind of get. What's your thoughts on the whole situation?
Uh, Honestly, I'm not really into women's sports, and it is what it is. But hold
It's a
on,
big
hold on.
story.
So, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are making women's basketball interesting. You know what I'm saying? Just for the storyline of, I honestly don't think that Angel Reese. I think she don't like Caitlin Clark. I think Caitlin Clark is everything Angel Reese wants to be as far as a basketball player.
Wait a moment. You said you don't think Angel Reese likes Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I there's definitely some dislike there.
I mean, I think there's a line, right? So is it competitive dislike? Because I think you can say, like, hey, you're on a different team. We've
I think it's a
obviously
little bit
competed.
deeper than that. I think it's a
You
little
think it's
bit
deep?
deeper than. Oh yeah, I think it's deeper than that.
You think it's
But
closer?
I heard some of the interviews, and it was like, hey, don't it ain't just Caitlin Clark the reason for all this popularity now. Okay, but it's about 80%. It's about 80% the reason people are watching basketball. It's about
I
because
mean,
listen, if Caitlin Clark did not play in the WNBA, would they be talking about the WNBA?
a competitor, right? If I'm also, let's remember that and going back, right, LSU beat Iowa to win the national championship. Angel Reese, if I'm a ball player, I'm supposed to feel like I'm the best, right? And
Yeah,
and, and,
but you're not. She's not the best.
and, and let's be real, Caitlin Clark is getting a lot of love. I would say that Caitlin Clark isn't the best player in the WNBA. I would say that probably goes to Aja Wilson or Brianna Stewart or somebody a little bit more
Well,
seasoned.
okay, if
Now I'm
she's
not gonna
not the
say
best, she's top five as a rookie.
she's more popular, but to take up for Angel Reese a little bit, it's a sport. We are competing. We've been competing against each other for years now, to include all the way back to college. I think, again, best friend, right? On the basketball court, if we're doing something where we are competing against each other, at that point in time, I want to beat you. I want to beat you back. Same way, right? That doesn't mean that when we leave the court,
Listen,
I'm like, yo, hey, fuck Sean, I don't rock with him. On the
but
court,
listen.
though,
She
I'm
she
trying to
was
kill
ready
you.
to fight her after that foul. Like she was ready to fight her, right? But
Okay,
last
imagine.
year when her teammate fouled her, she was up cheering like, "Hey, yeah, hell yeah, that's it, knock her ass down again." But when you get fouled, you're ready to throw blows. And it wasn't a
Wait a
hard
moment.
foul.
Have you ever, now I know you play ball, have you ever received a hard foul that you felt that was a little intentional that upset you?
I can't remember. No, but I don't think that was a
You would
hard
think,
foul. I don't think that was. It was a
no,
regular foul.
do I think it was a regular foul? Yes. But again, in the middle of competition, I'm playing a sport, I go up, I get hit hard, kind of from your blind side, from the way it looks, because I'm looking at the basket. I can respect your reaction is, oh, that felt a little intentional, right? I think it's close. Now we can say, looking back and analyzing it frame by frame, oh, it probably was a regular foul, But in the
If it was
moment,
anybody but Caitlin Clark that fouled her, you think she's getting up ready to fight? I don't
I
think
think,
so.
listen, let's not act like that. That doesn't happen every day. That in basketball games, you take the men's game, you take the women's game. Somebody gets fouled hard and they get up upset. That
It
happens
wasn't
all
a
the
hard
time. That's
foul.
not,
It wasn't a hard foul, though. It
yeah.
was a
Well,
regular
but
foul.
again, hard foul or not, do people get? Have you seen watching basketball somebody get fouled hard? That even you said, "Oh, that was a regular foul," but the person got up more.
I think it was
upset.
blown out of proportion because of who it was. Because of who it was. They got a history. They have a
talking about
history.
from Angel Reese's standpoint.
Yeah.
I think from the media, because nothing ever happened. They both went to the podium after the game and said, hey, it was a hard foul in basketball. Competitive juices were flowing. They both dismissed it. The media blew this up.
Like I said, I don't watch a lot of women's basketball before this, but I fucks with Caitlin Clark.
I fuck with Angel Reese. But
I fucks with Caitlin Clark because she out there. Angel, listen, as a basketball player, and I know you shouldn't say this about women, but she is trash. Have you seen her shoot the ball? Have you seen her try to score the ball?
Who are we talking
about? Angel Reese.
Okay, now listen. What she does well, which is she's a great rebounder, she's a great defender. Is she a great finisher? No, I think we all know that. Like she has some place where she can work on her game. Absolutely. I would say the same about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has some places where she can work on her game too. I'm not saying Angel. I've never been on wax anywhere saying I think Angel Reese is one of the top players in the WNBA. But I think she's one of the top rebounders.
Oh, that's awesome. A lot of them be from her own misses.
Well, some of them be okay. So
let's if Angel Reese did not play in the WNBA no more, I don't think it's going to skip a beat. If Caitlin Clark didn't play anymore, I believe ratings are going down.
Okay, now we gotta have a serious conversation. So much of that, because again, I think we both identified one. Let me be on record saying Caitlin Clark is an immense talent. She's a great basketball player, but I don't believe she right now today is the best basketball player in the WNBA. How much do you think she is getting love because of her race?
She came in the league. What did she do as a rookie? Did she lead the league in assists as a rookie?
I think so. I think so.
Well, she averaged like 18 and 9 or something as a rookie. It ain't like
very good rookie season.
Okay, she won Rookie of the Year. I don't think it has anything to do with her. I think, huh?
Plenty of people have won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. I understand. Somebody wins Rookie of the Year every year, right? WNBA's been around for what, 95, so 30 years? 30, 31 years. But we ain't seen a player like this come in.
Like this.
We ain't seen nobody shoot from the logo like this.
Wait a minute. You said we have never seen a player come in like this?
Shoot from the logo like this. Shoot like this.
Breanna Stewart came to the WNBA off of 4 national championships.
College ain't got shit to do with the pros.
I mean, Maya Moore came in as a like so we can.
Yeah.
I don't think she's the most hyped player in terms of college accolades. Again, remember, and this is no knock. Caitlin Clark is a hooper. She never won a championship in national. She never won a national championship. I don't know that she was ever the player of the year in college.
I think she. Well, she's the all-time leading scorer in college basketball for women.
Is she the all-time leading scorer?
Yeah.
No doubt. Like I said, I take nothing from her as a player. Yeah, I'm sorry. She was twice AP Player of the Year. So
50% of her college career, she was the Player of the Year.
Apologies to Caitlin Clark. Not to say she's not a hooper, but there's people who've come in with much more accolades that did not get this level of media hype.
Ain't nobody coming in shooting like Caitlin Clark. People would love the long ball, right? Look at Steph Curry. Man, he changed the game. Now, wasn't no women in the WNBA shooting that bitch from half court and making it, not just throwing it up there like, oh, I pray it goes in, but that shit was going in. It was you every time she shoots, you think it's going in. When you watch her play, you like that. Yeah, she hooping. She is the reason for the. If you broke it down and say what's the main reason for the soar in WNBA fucking attendance and viewership, you would probably say, yeah, it's Caitlin Clark.
Okay, I agree. I'm not disagreeing, but my point is, there are more talented players right now. Again, I would say I can name 3 or 4 players that I think are better players right now.
But let me ask you this: can any of them do what she does? Can they shoot like her?
They're different players. But is Angel Wilson a better player than Caitlin Clark? Last year's MVP?
Yeah, 100%. Right now she is.
Say,
but she's I could say it's her second year. It's her second year.
And I'm not saying that 3 years from now, Caitlin Clark isn't the best player in the WNBA. Very possible. In fact, I probably suspect that that's going to be what happens.
The reason that we've been discussing this for 11 minutes is not because of Angel Reese.
No, it is. Angel Reese is part of this story. And this is what, just like Larry Bird is part of Magic Johnson's story. You will never see a broadcast talking about Magic Johnson that doesn't mention Larry Bird or vice versa. That's what I think at the end of this. They're rivals. They're always going to be connected from the NCAA championship where Angel Reese did the "You Can't See Me" to them going to the WNBA together. That's why I'm saying I don't think they have both said multiple times that they are friends. So
do you believe them? Do you believe it though?
Well, reason would I have not to? Because of what happens on the court. Like I said, on the court, hey, I'm trying to kill you. That's not. They played on the Olympic team, the prelims to the Olympic team together. They have both said they're friends. What?
Yeah, that shit just ain't believable. That ain't believable. That we friends. So, I think it's all for media. Like, we cool.
But this is the thing. So RG3 comes out and says Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, right? Obviously, there's been nothing said from either one of them that would make that a true statement, right? So now you're talking about what you believe, and again, much like you, based off of what he's seen on the court. All right,
did you agree with his statement? Yes. Yes, I feel maybe hate's such a strong word, but it's definitely a strong dislike.
He said hate like 7 times in his post.
Yeah, I mean, he's entitled to his opinion. Hey, I feel like she hates
tough though, because you're making an opinion. Now, this is where this gets a little tough, right? You are a media member, and this does feed into the. Let's just be honest, right? Cut all the BS here. There's a race element here, right? Just like Magic and Larry, there was a race element there. There's a race element tied to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, right? And I'm trying to be careful with this, but it seems that their fans kind of go along racial lines. I'm not saying that there aren't black people that don't like Caitlin Clark or vice versa, white people that like Angel Reese. But part of what this story has been is, hey, this group, just like with Magic, this group kind of rocks with Angel Reese. This group kind of rocks with Caitlin Clark. When you kind of make it seem like it's only Angel Reese that hates Caitlin Clark, do you believe that could feed into the angry black woman stereotype?
I am neither a woman nor am I black. Okay, so I'm not going to speak for what I think angry black women are.
Do you believe that could
No, I don't think it's got anything to do with the fact that one's black. I just think she don't like her. I think Caitlin Clark is everything Angel Reese wants to be on the basketball court.
Yeah, but when you say Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, now what you did not say is those two players hate each other. You said Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark multiple times in this post. Do you? And again, and I'm not going to make it about RG3's his own race or whatever else. You don't think that may feed into the angry? And again, it's a stereotype that I'm sure you've heard, that I'm sure we've seen. That hey, she is the aggressor. She is the angry black woman in this.
Is
She
she
is the
not the
villain.
aggressor? Is she not the
She is the
aggressor?
villain.
Is she not the aggressor?
She wasn't the person who fouled.
Okay, I fouled you. That's a part of basketball. You want to fight me for fouling you, which is a part of it. I did not break the rules. I fouled you to stop you from making the basket, right? The year before, when your teammate shoved me to the ground.
It was assessed as a flagrant foul.
I think it's a flagrant foul because
of foul.
Okay, but she got a technical foul though, right, for coming at her?
Yeah, I think so.
So she got a technical foul. The year prior, when her teammate slung her to the ground, she got up and was like, yeah, you look like you wanted her to get hurt.
And again, that's it. So again, there's been nothing we've seen off the court that would lead.
I've seen interviews off the court. I've seen interviews of, hey, she's not the only one making this popular. Yes, the fuck she is, bro. Yes, she is.
Wait, that doesn't mean if I say, hey, I'm also part of the equation of making this sport popular. That don't mean
you're not, but you're not though. No one gives a fuck about you playing and shooting 3 for 21. Nobody cares, bro. No, listen, the WNBA would not take a hit if Angel Reese said, I'm done.
I think Angel Reese is cool. I think you see a lot of players now, a lot of young girls with the single leg sleeve. I think I'm not going to say as popular as Caitlin Clark. I don't think she's as popular as Caitlin Clark, but I think she's.
There's a reason now their games are getting moved to bigger stadiums. It ain't because of Angel Reese is getting 12 rebounds.
I think right now, Angel Reese is the second biggest star in the WNBA. Ahead of, and part of it is the fact that she is tied to Caitlin Clark. Those two are tied together. I think just like I talked about with Magic and Larry, again, assuming they both have long careers, their stories are going to be tied to each other.
If Angel Reese retired today, would the WNBA take a hit in popularity? No.
I mean, that's safe to say. I think it's Angel Reese has a strong fan base.
If Caitlin Clark retired today, how big of a hit would the WNBA take? Because look where it went to when she came in the league. She's riding her coattail like, oh, I came in the same draft. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck.
It's a story. Every time they play, it's a story. It's a game.
Every time they play, she gets her ass whooped. Has she even beaten her as a pro?
I'm sure she has.
I don't think they've beaten
Indy. Weren't great last year. Now Chicago wasn't great either, but
yeah, she beat it. We spent too much time on this sport. I don't even fucking watch like that.
Hold on, because we're trying to get to the bigger point, right? So you're okay. Now Ryan Clark mentions that RG3 can't really, and I don't want to misquote, can't really speak on the what a black woman has to go through because he's married to a white woman, right? So the bigger point here is, what are your thoughts on, and I know you've been, and again, so have I, been involved in interracial relationships. Do you believe that Ryan Clark was out of bounds by, one, speaking about RG3's wife, and then talking about issues he can't speak on because 100%. He's married to a white woman?
100%, because his mama's still black, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming his mom's still black.
I'm assuming he has black sisters, black mother, black auntie, black grandma, right? So doesn't matter who I'm married to. I should still be able to speak on whatever the fuck I want to speak on. I'm speaking on what I'm watching. Doesn't matter if my wife is Chinese, black, white, Korean, whatever. I am in the media. I am allowed to speak on this.
I'm gonna go two ways with this. I'm very in the middle on this story. I didn't like that Ryan Clark attempted to talk about what RG3 may be talking about with his wife and at his table. Like you mentioned, RG3 still has mixed daughters. I don't know if he has any sisters, but I'm sure he has other black relatives. So there's no telling what they're talking about at their dinner table. What I didn't like, though, is the narrative that, like I said, where you painted possibly Angel Reese as the villain here, right? If you said both players hate each other, I think that's different than to say, well, you can't say Angel Reese hates Caitlin. Like, you made this a one-way thing where Angel Reese is the villain. I don't completely disagree with Ryan Clark, but I don't I don't like necessarily where you're talking about what
Keep it to
RG3
that
may be
though.
talking about.
Keep it to that aspect. Why are we talking about who I'm married to? What's that got to do with
Now,
the game of basketball?
to Ryan Clark's defense, RG3 in the video that he made where he was talking about Angel Reese hating Caitlin Clark did have his wife in the back. I don't know why she was kind of nodding and agreeing with him. So he kind of introduced her, and that's what. If you see the video, that's how Ryan Clark actually mentioned talking about his wife. That's how that got brought into the
And
conversation.
then I saw Ryan Clark has a mixed child. So does that mean you can't speak on anything race related because you have a child with a white woman?
I mean, but his wife now is, and again, I
His
do not
wife
in any
now,
way.
so you feel like, oh, I ain't doing that no more though. I did it before, but I ain't doing it no more.
I don't agree that one that race in any way. If I'm a sportscaster, if it's my job to cover sports, that I should tiptoe around certain people because of their race, right? It's my job to cover the sport, no matter what. I am, and again, to RG3's point, he is covering he never mentioned Black Angel Reese has a problem with white Caitlin Clark. He didn't make it about race.
Her name. He said Angel.
It
He
was
didn't
his
say
opinion.
black, white, nothing.
I don't agree with his opinion, but it was his opinion about what happened on the court. I think it's tough to say, well, you can't talk about this because she's black and you have a black wife. So I didn't like that part of it.
One has nothing to do with the other one.
But I do agree that RG3 attempted to paint Angel Reese as the villain, and I do believe that you have to be mindful because of the stereotype of the angry black man.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with anybody that says, well, you have to. I don't have to do a goddamn thing. Right? This is what I see. This is what I'm reporting on. If you don't like it, cool. But now you want to bring in, well, you can't say that because you got a white wife. What the fuck that got to do with what I saw? Because now we taking what we do off the mic and putting it on the mic. Like, who cares what color my wife is? I am part of the media. This is what I am witnessing with my eyes. So I'm going to, how they say it, tell my truth. I think that she does not like her. I think she has hate for Caitlin Clark. Oh, you can't say that, man. You got a white wife. What the fuck that got to do with anything?
I mean, I agree.
Now, if you would have said, hey, man, you can't speak on that. If Ryan Clark would have said, hey, man, I don't think you should speak on that because you weren't in the locker room. You don't know. You haven't spoken to Angel. Cool, I can agree with that. But don't throw who I'm married to into the damn, like that's going to mean anything. You married a white woman. I don't care if she still hate her. Now what? Now what? Oh, you want to go back and forth? You got a white baby mama. So what that mean? That has nothing to do with it.
I agree that the color of it, and again, I'm in an interracial relationship. I don't believe that in any way does that take away from my blackness or my ability to speak on black issues. I'm still black, like you mentioned. I have a black mom, I have a black sister, right? I have mixed kids. So yeah, so the story or the idea of being black is always something that's prominent. I don't want to say people want to say prominent because that's probably a lie. But it's something that's there no matter what, right?
So what I do is I don't speak on race relations unless I'm asked, right? Like, do you think this is racial? Like, whatever. But I'm not gonna be like, hey man, that ain't none of my fucking business. A lot of it ain't none of my business because I make it none of my business. Like, I personally don't give a fuck. As long as it ain't affecting me or mine, I don't care what you do, man.
See, now, we're mentioning this because this one's been a big story all week. And we just from the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark. Because I think at the end of the day, I think that was small. It was a foul. Angel Reese had a reaction. They both said in the interview post that, hey, basketball on the court, yada, yada, yada. They've always both said the right things. I think where the bigger story is this race conversation that probably needs to be had in regards to what is acceptable, or I guess what are the expectations of of black media members, right?
Well,
Like,
I don't think it was about race until Ryan Clark brought up the whole race thing.
agree, agree. And again, I will say RG3 never mentioned race. Never in his
Never.
initial
Didn't say this
post
black
or in
woman
his
doesn't
video.
like this white woman. He just said,
Yeah, he
I don't
never
think,
mentioned race.
never mentioned race. And you come in and say, you can't speak on that because you married to a white. Like, what the? Now you're making it about race.
But the only, again, and small, I'm gonna say small, in Ryan Clark's defense, where I will defend him, is him asking RG3 to be mindful of the stereotype of the angry black woman, especially when you don't know. Because again, for all we know, we can have our opinion. You have your opinion that Angel Reese doesn't like Caitlin Clark as well, but we don't know. They have both said publicly, time and time again, that they are friends and there's no amnesty or animosity. I'm sorry.
Cool. Then why does Ryan Clark feel the need to speak on it then? If they said we're good, mind your business and keep it pushing. You want to get in on the story. Ain't no football going on. You got, hey, man, don't forget about me over here. I'm Ryan Clark. I got something to say. Bro, football season's in 100 days.
A very big podcast. It's not like Ryan Clark is not in. Ryan Clark has done very well to keep himself in, and besides his work at ESPN.
Listen, man, he's the worst one on that podcast.
You don't like the people? I think it was great.
But yeah, but he's the worst one on.
No. Taylor doesn't say anything. He hardly says anything.
But here's the thing. When Taylor talks, he's got something to say. He ain't just running his mouth just to run his mouth. When he talks, people are like, okay, Fred got something to say.
Saying Ryan Clark often is, I would say, now he's not the star. I'm not saying he's the star of the people. Shannon
is the star.
We know who the star is.
Right. But, so he's a supporting actor.
Ryan Clark is probably I would say the leader of the pit.
He's just the one that got the media training on how to introduce the show and ask. But you tune in to see what Shannon finna say today.
But Taylor kind of plays the back. So let's not act. Fred Taylor is kind of I mean, out of all of them, again, we know who the star is. I would say Ryan's probably the second most important person on that podcast over Fred, easily.
I like Fred, man. I like the questions Fred be asking. Like Fred asks serious ass questions.
He's knocking Fred. I'm not saying Fred's not a good part of the podcast. I think everything you need the kind of quiet, he's more of the thinking person, right? He's not, like you said, and to your point, I agree. He's not, I think Ryan and Shannon both are just going to talk. Fred is very thoughtful. I mean, he's going to think about what he says first and yada, yada, yada. But if you had to lose one person from that podcast, I think Fred's the one you could lose.
I'd be okay if Ryan left. I'd be okay.
Oh, wow.
I'd be okay if he left, man. I would not like, oh man, I can't check out the pivot anymore. As long as Shannon's still there, I'm good.
I mean, Shannon is the star. By far, it's not close. When you think of the pivot, you think of Shannon.
100%.
But I think next is Ryan.
Listen, man, it don't need to be a next. It could just be Shannon. We don't have to have a number two.
No, I think
Shannon is 1 and 2.
Shannon needs somebody because Ryan, I think, is the person who kind of keeps the show and again, but almost he's the one who kind of keeps everything like, hey, these are the topics we're talking about. He not like, hey, time to move on. You know what I'm saying? He's the one he's like kind of the leader of the show.
So, since we don't waste 30 minutes on that topic, what'd you do for the holiday, man?
Man, Memorial Day. So we didn't do much, man. Threw something on the grill, just me, the wife, and the baby. Threw something on the grill, man. Some burgers and some hot dogs. Speaking of, we got to talk about some burgers and some hot dogs. Jumped in the pool with the baby, man, and it kept it real life. What did you do? And know that there's a follow-on question, so it's coming. So go ahead.
I just chilled and I did not eat any hot dogs because I don't fuck with hot dogs.
Go ahead.
Hot
Why you
dogs,
not fuck with
hot dogs is not my thing, man. I don't like how they taste. I don't like how they made. I'm good on hot dogs, man.
Bruh, it's few things better than a hot dog off the grill, bruh.
There's a lot of
Off the
things
grill?
better than a hot dog off the grill.
Okay. Okay. And I know the answer to this, so I'm gonna let y'all know before I even say this. But so you're telling me you fuck with sausage?
Like Polish sausage, kielbasa, yeah. But just
You fuck, so you fuck with pork. You're not like Muslim or
I'm
anti-pork.
I
So you
mean,
just don't eat.
I've started eating a lot less pork though, like a
Okay.
lot less. Like I haven't had pork and not for like, oh, I'm just gonna not just like there was no conscious effort to stop or go back. I just like, yeah, man. I
But
don't
you
fuck with hot
just
dogs,
don't
man.
eat hot dogs.
I seen a documentary on how they were made, man. I was like, and just some shit just sticks with you forever. Like I can't. You can burn it, boil it, saute it. I can't eat it, man. I can't eat it.
So when you see a hot dog, it just
Ugh!
takes you back
I
to
just I can't do
shut
it.
up.
Bro, I
Hot dogs
can't
is
do it.
good as fuck. I'm gonna let you know I eat hot dogs.
Hey
And when I
man,
hit them hot dogs off the
listen,
grill
to each their own, man.
with some
I
ketchup,
ain't
some mustard. Boy, that's
hey,
all American.
do your thing, man. I ain't eating no hot dog.
Man,
Like dead ass. I got to be on Fear Factor for like $1 million to eat a hot dog. Like you got to put me on a TV show. Like we'll give you $1 million, you eat this hot dog.
bruh, you telling me you're not eating a hot dog for less than $1 million? You're telling me that somebody offered you $10,000, you're not eating a hot dog?
I can't do it, man.
10,000 cash.
I won't be able to. I
No.
won't be able to eat it. I'll start gagging. Look, listen,
For
man.
$10,000, you wouldn't eat a hot dog.
Listen, man.
That's a
Listen,
normal thing.
everything doesn't have to have a price, man.
Let me think. Is there something normal that I don't eat?
Like I don't fuck with applesauce, man. I don't fuck with applesauce because and there's a reason, right? Everybody talks about their trauma when they was younger, right? Listen to me now. Listen to me. I had a stepdad that I feel like hated my guts, right? And every meal, I don't give a listen. I don't give a fuck what the dinner consisted of. Applesauce was on the side of the plate. I'm like, are we buying stock in this shit? And then it'd be like the applesauce will be on like top of my fries, and like now my fries all wet. Like, man, I don't want no applesauce ever again. So I don't even want to look at it, to touch it, to see it.
So I can respect that. I don't eat leftovers. And I don't eat leftovers because my mom was going to nursing school. When she was going to nursing school, she used to make food for a week. So if she made spaghetti, we eating spaghetti for the week. So I said, man, when I get some money, I'm not eating the same thing over and over.
Listen, I fucks with leftovers. Like,
so I respect it. I respect the no applesauce. That's through the childhood trauma. The hot
yeah,
dog, I don't respect as much.
I fuck with leftovers. Like I ain't too proud to be like, hey man, yeah, I ate that yesterday. I get some more spaghetti.
Certain things. I think there's certain things that taste better second day, like lasagna,
Pizza.
Spaghetti sometimes is good the second day. Like there's some things, but
there's some shit you're like, man, I'm not eating that again. Like I'm not reheating mashed potatoes and gravy. Like it is what it is.
I just get rid of it. Man, what else you got going on, man? Anything else we missed out on?
Oh man, I took my mother out for her birthday. This past weekend, man.
Hold on, Paul, stop. Happy birthday to Shirley P, man. Somebody I've known forever, man. Just an amazing woman. And I'm sure you'll speak on it as well, man. Just truly, truly a great woman, man. Happy birthday, Shirley P.
Yeah, she turned 67. Like when you hear that number, you don't think it's old until it's your mama. Like, damn, mama.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing you at 30, 32, 33, and now you're like 67, and you know the hair is getting a little gray, and you know you're moving a little bit slower, and it's like, damn, mama, like you 67, you 3 hours away from 70. You know what I'm saying? Like 70 coming.
Yeah.
So I took her and my sister out to dinner. You know, my sister's birthday's in like 2 weeks, so we decided now like once a month we all just gonna get together and like go out and you know go out to eat or go do something. Like once a month we're gonna plan it, and then you know spend, you know, like all my mama's kids are grown, so
yeah.
And I know it's like she worked so hard with all of us, coming up that she missed a lot of that time. But she made sure we had everything. But I think, looking at everybody's life now, I think we could have done without some things to gain the stuff that we lack now.
Yeah.
Like as far as like, and I don't want to say this to make it seem like a bad thing. When you're a parent, you gotta do what you gotta do. You got mouths to feed, and you think the most important thing is I got to make sure these kids is fed, clothed, and But it's like now the thing she did for us, you could. Oh man, my mama loves me. You know what I'm saying? But she grew up not saying I love you, not being told I love you. So it was you do from what you was taught from your parents. So there was never a lot of love shown, emotional wise, or like verbally. It was just like, hey, I know you like this sports team or whatever. I got you this jersey or whatever. Like, oh man, my mama loves me. But I think we could have done without some of the material things if it was just like, hey man, I love you, right? Like, let's me and you spend 2 hours today. I'm taking off work. Hey, what you want to go do? Like, oh man, somebody does love me. Not just, oh man, here go some money. Like every time one of us got in trouble, she was always there to bail us out as far as like money. And I told her like a little while ago, I said, you know what? Maybe you should have let some of us sit our asses down and actually learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
Deal with the consequences. Because the more you put on that cape and come bail us out, we always gonna be like, well, shit, I'm gonna get bailed out. You know what I mean? But it's hard though. But it's hard because I got kids, and if they call me, I'm I gotta put the cape on, so it's hard for me to tell somebody that when it would be hard for me to get told that.
To do the same thing, yeah. Man, kudos to Shirley P, man, amazing woman. Again, we grew up in probably a little bit different style than maybe some of the kids growing up now. Again, I'll say the same thing. I don't think I heard "I love you" a lot at the house, but
kudos to my parents. Twice in my life.
Dad, that's crazy that you remember. Oh, tell me the two instances, because the fact that you remember this is wild.
Stepfather was in the military, so he was getting orders to New Jersey, and it was moving day. They was packing up the U-Haul and they was leaving, and I was like, damn, like my mama's my best friend. Like it's like to a certain point, you know what I mean? It's not like, hey, mama, but it's like, hey, man, I can tell my mama anything, and she was leaving, and I just. Like I started shedding a tear because I was behind them in the car, and she could see me in the rear view, and that was the first time that I heard "I love you." But
as an adult,
in my 20s.
Oh, that's wild.
Maybe she told me when I was 3, 4, or 5, but I don't like. It was never, hey man, it never heard. So I brought that up, like. When you get a little older and you're not intimidated or scared or want worry about anybody's feelings, you got to say what you got to say. I'm like, man, we never say I love you when we get off the phone. We like nothing. So then she started doing it every single day. I'm like, mama, don't even worry about it. Because now you're making the shit awkward. Yeah. Hey, what you doing? Nothing. I love you. Right? Like, all right, man. Like, okay, I get your point. I get your point, man. Like, damn. But yeah. So it was.
I think that was just something that parents, in our, growing up in the 80s, 90s, I don't think a lot of parents were just doing that, right? It was more of a, hey, I'm putting a roof over your head, food in the refrigerator.
Right. What I'm doing, you can see that I love you.
Yeah.
But
I think now you see this is a generation, and this probably goes just to your point, right? Of different love languages, and I think parents then were so focused on providing and not necessarily, and I can say the same thing for my parents.
I didn't know what the fuck a love language was, man. I didn't know what a love language was until I read about it, and it was like, damn. Like I know exactly what mine is. I know exactly what it is.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I went to a love language class. That shit blew my mind, especially when you start re-examining every relationship in your life, and you see, like, I see why we're missing the mark. And I'm saying that from past relationships to relationships with my kids to whatever. When you really start looking at, oh, because I'm somebody very, very similar to my parents, that I believe I'm showing love by providing, right? That, hey, hey, dad went out and bought me this new thing. But I'm also somebody that may come in my little, if you guys know, I'm in my little game room, that may just come kicking in my game room all day. And maybe my kids are looking for quality time, or my spouse, my wife is looking for quality time. And so when I really started to understand that, and again, when I go back and now compare that to my parents, same thing. Like you said, hey, you may have just been looking for quality time with your mom, but she's trying to provide for you. And I think that's where, sometimes we may feel like we're not getting love, but the person is trying to show us love in their own way.
That's how they know how to show love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
show love by providing for you, doing, handling my responsibilities as a parent. That's how I show you that I love you. But
And we
you
did a
have to
whole
have that.
episode on,
You got to have that that tough conversation.
yeah.
Even when not just your parents, but like, somebody you're courting or you're dating. Like, you got to know if their love language is quality time, but you're a goddamn loner, and you don't, like, hey, this probably ain't gonna work. Or if their love language is words of affirmation, you're like, motherfucker, you got your own two hands, pat yourself on the back. Like, that probably not gonna work.
I think it's tough, right? You got to figure out where your line is. You got to figure out where maybe some compromise. And I'll give a perfect story about my wife. My wife likes to hold hands. I think it's, I kind of thought it was middle schooly, right? Like, hey, we're in a ball walking around holding hands. But when you realize, like, that's a big deal to her, right? Now, it's not a big deal to hold hands or not hold hands for me, but if that's a big deal for her, cool, man. Let us
That's
up,
the only
man.
person you got to worry about is how she feels. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah. With that, man, you got anything big for this week? Any shout outs?
I'm gonna be at the job, man. I'm gonna be at the
That's
job.
what I'm talking about, man. Do your thing, man. Big money shine.
Shit.
Scrooge McDuck, boy.
Uncle Scrooge, baby. Uncle Scrooge.
Boy, big
No,
man.
I'm gonna be at the work, man. Probably. I think I might got to work Saturday, man. I don't know yet. I'm gonna find out like tomorrow.
We doing? I'm getting ready. So we're both in Jacksonville. I won't give you addresses or whatever, but I'm getting ready to leave, man. We got to do something before we leave, and I'm taking you up on that basketball game, man. The basketball at our old court, man. Where I'm like, I think my record's 1,700 to 1-1. I got one loss.
Who you got one loss to? Because I don't have one. Listen, I haven't lost 1,700. I know that.
Oh, it's close. It's close.
But I know who you got that loss to.
Don't think it's. To tell the story now.
Listen, we ain't gonna tell the story. Hey, listen, we ain't gonna tell the story. Just you got a loss on your record from me.
I got a loss on my record. Yes.
That's all that matters. Listen, you ain't scored the right points.
I didn't score the right points. That's okay.
You ain't scored the right points. So, hey, man, listen, I don't like to bring up old shit and brag or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been retired from basketball, man. I'm 44 years old, man. I might just go out on top, baby. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait a minute. You don't win our last game, so you wouldn't go out on top.
I don't think we played after that, so.
Boy, wow.
I went out on top, baby.
We're gonna get up out of here, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Like I said, we're gonna try to figure out a normal recording schedule. Just right now, both of our lives, just trying to get everything situated and really get a time etched out in our schedules. But we're going to get on a regular schedule, man. And we appreciate all of y'all really kind of seeing us at the ground floor as we keep this thing going. Great conversation as always. And if there's something you want to hear us talk about, topic or just something you want us to weigh in on, please leave it in the comments. We appreciate your time. Sean, anything before we get out of here?
No, man, I just want to reiterate, man. This is episode 2. We plan on making this a regular thing. So, like I said, if you got any questions, like why is Sean so handsome and single? Like, hit me up, man. You never know.
Right.
Hit us up. Shoot it. Shoot us, shoot, mate. Shoot it.
Shoot us, shoot.
Shoot us, shoot.
All the shots you don't take. That man is sitting there. DMs are open.
When you're off, shoot. When you're on, shoot. Just keep shooting. I'm rooting for you. Shoot it.
I'm rooting for you too. With that, we out. Peace out, people.